Every war crime you can think of was committed by this one person. He killed so many people that sometimes he is likened to Adolf Hitler. Saddam Hussein has the unfortunate honor of being the most well-known dictator in the Middle East. He was in charge of Iraq from 1979 until a US-led alliance overthrew and arrested him in 2003. But before we get into it, we would really appreciate it if you hit the subscribe button, and in return, we will keep providing informative videos like this, just for you. Thank you. Saddam Hussein was born into a poor farming family near Tikrit. As a teenager, he gladly embraced the anti-British, Arab nationalist ideas of the time. He joined a resistance group that shared the same beliefs, known as the Ba'ath Party in Baghdad. The group was radical and even had plans of killing the then Prime Minister, Abdel Karim Qasim. Unfortunately for them, their plan to kill the Prime Minister failed. So Saddam, at an early age, left home and had to run for his life. With a donkey, he rode across the desert all the way to Egypt. In 1963, 4 years later, the Ba'ath Party finally made their plan work and got rid of Qasim. Saddam, hearing the news, came back home and started to work his way up to get back in power. But once again, he was unfortunate, and there was a counter-coup within a few months. Saddam was arrested and thrown in jail until the Ba'athists finally took power again in 1968. He was released and then worked as a go-between for his distant relative, Hassan al-Bakr, who was the new president of Iraq and head of the Revolutionary Council. Saddam worked his way up and became the vice president. His first act as VP was to start a cleansing of the government by putting all dissenters in jail and either torturing them or killing them. The beginning of the terror that would plague Iraq. A decade later, Saddam forced the sick president to step down and took over as leader of the country. To show his power and the length he would go to keep it, Saddam had dozens of high-ranking officers killed. Anyone seen as a threat was dead. Not arrested or questioned, just straight up dead. Saddam Hussein and the Ba'ath Party used violence, killing, torture, death, arbitrary arrest, illegal detention, forced disappearance, and other forms of repression to control the people. People who were Kurdish were treated badly all the time. Some European countries call the Al-Anfal military operation against Kurdistan in northern Iraq from 1986 to 1989 genocide. Ba'ath Party depopulation operations in Kurdish areas are thought to have killed, deported, or disappeared 182,000 Kurds. In 1988, the northern Kurdish village of Halabja was gassed with poison, killing 5,000 and injuring 10,000 Iraqi Kurds who were thought to be against the government. This was a well-known event. Under the old Ba'ath government, the Faili Kurds were also left out of society and treated badly by the state. Saddam Hussein atrocities knew no bounds. His government kept killing Kurds and Shiites in brutal ways. This resulted in UN sanctions that hurt Iraq and kept it from becoming a powerful force again in the Gulf. But the UN couldn't get Saddam to follow through on a series of special resolutions that said Iraq had to destroy its nuclear, chemical, and biological weapons and research sites while being watched, something that Saddam would never agree to. During the 1990s, Saddam often argued with the Security Council about how to carry out these decisions. He never gave an inch strategically, but he always left himself enough room to make last-minute tactical decisions when he was threatened with force, which from the look of history was all bad decisions because he never won any war he started. Saddam was a thorn to everyone, even to his Muslim neighboring countries. They didn't like him and wanted nothing to do with him. In November 2002, the UN passed Resolution 1441, which accused Iraq of breaking Security Council decisions about non-conventional disarmament and said that if Iraq kept breaking its obligations, it would face serious consequences. Saddam, being Saddam, kept ignoring the warnings, so the US and a few key allies launched an attack that quickly brought down the Ba'athist government in Iraq for good. Saddam was able to get away and hide for a while, until he was finally caught by the US military. After he was arrested, the first free election took place in Iraq. The first freely elected government in Iraq was able to extradite him and put him in jail until his war crimes trial. Saddam Hussein was found guilty of crimes against humanity on November 5, 2006, and was ordered to death by hanging. Barzan Ibrahim, who was half-brother to Saddam, and Awad Hamed al-Bandar, who was head of Iraq's Revolutionary Court in 1982, were also found guilty of similar crimes. Saddam was hanged on December 30, 2006, And that was how the tale of this brutal dictator came to an end. With his death, the world became a bit safer. That is all we have for you today. If you enjoyed this video, you will definitely love this one about the military operation that led to Saddam Hussein's capture. Don't forget to click the subscribe button and the like button. Also, hit the little bell so you get notified when we post new videos like this just for you. Thank you for watching. Till next time.